it is a little bit like walking on water. It just is unusual, the view that you get.
I really enjoy the challenge, trying to keep the board balanced and use efficient strokes. I think it's fun.
I like that I'm able to go on a lake and just paddle along the shore and see everything.
We're here in Duluth, Minnesota, exploring an ancient Polynesian sport. The modern day version has a lot lighter equipment, but just the thrill of standing up on a board and paddling around remains the same.
Take one 11-foot long board, add a 7-foot paddle, mix with a scenic northern Minnesota lake, and you've got a recipe for fun and adventure. It's the kind of excitement Randy Carlson lives for, and he loves to introduce folks to this growing sport.
If you've paddled in the bow of a canoe or paddled a solo canoe, those two experiences, as far as what you're doing with the strokes, translate nicely to what you're trying to do on the stand-up paddleboard. These are 11-foot composite boards with roughly 30 inches in width. They can be as narrow as 28, but the wider they are, the more stable they'll be. And then, like all surfboards, they do have fins at the tail, either a single fin or a 2+1 setup. The boards have leashes, and you propel them with a paddle that's roughly 8 inches taller than your height.
The boards can be set up and used in a variety of situations, from touring to surfing to alternative transportation on a wilderness camping trip. But standing up on these narrow boards does seem a bit challenging to a first-timer.
People catch on fast and people enjoy doing it, so it's easy to teach something that's so enjoyable.
So what happens when you try to teach a 6'4", 40-something TV producer the modern yet ancient sport of paddleboarding?
I don't know if you've ever snowboarded before or anything.
Not really.
So if you
In paddleboarding, just like life, you have to learn to crawl before you can walk.
and then you can start off by laying on it like you're on a surfboard.
Okay. Like this?
Yep, and then you can put the paddle underneath your chest with this on your chest like this.
Okay.
And then you can paddle with your arms just like you would paddle a surfboard. So one arm at a time, like you're swimming.
I feel like I'm in Hawaii.
All right, dude.
Jen and Mel from UMD's Rec Sports Outdoor program took me through a series of exercises working on balance and board control.
Whoa!
I almost went that time.
It's good to get a little help to just get your board control established and your stroke technique so that you can be more efficient out on the water.
Soon I was kneeling, practicing my stroke and getting a feel for the board.
You can paddle kind of like a canoe, so you'll start out up towards the front, and once you get to your hip, you're going to exit the water.
It did feel a lot like paddling a canoe, but I knew it was just a matter of time before the big moment, actually standing up.
So to get up onto your feet, you're going to hold your paddle in one hand. You're going to put your knuckles down on the board.
When you stand, Greg, keep your knees bent and your back straight.
What happened next is a bit of a blur, but after a few falls and some skillful help from Jen and Mel, I was beginning to get the hang of it.
Well, so now they're paddling forward. They're in a toes forward base stance, and traveling straight can be a little bit of a challenge. So if you put pressure on the foot that's on the same side that you're paddling on, that helps you stay straight.
By this time, I had a pretty good handle on the basic stance, so Randy decided it was time to add some new skills.
We'll do some nose to tail balancing skills. If he's not wet enough. More wipeouts per minute. Everybody falls off these things, so
What they don't have you do for a story.
yeah, this is where Greg gets his workout.
Yep.
It was quite a workout climbing back on board after all those wipeouts, but after you get the knack of it, you may not even notice the physical benefits.
It's great exercise, but you're having so much fun that you hardly categorize it as a workout, but it is.
No, good. Keep cycling. That looks much.
I would tell them to just hop on the board because it's a lot of fun. And if you fall in, it doesn't matter. That's part of the fun of it. It's just when you're getting started, it's a good thing to just try it out and have some laughs.
Once you've mastered touring on a paddleboard, you may be ready for the surf.
You can bring whatever level of intensity you want to the sport, and if you want to chase surfing waves out on Lake Superior, you can certainly do that. We surfers look for storm conditions out on Lake Superior.
With no storm in sight, Randy used the next best thing, the wake of a powerboat. It might be a while before we've mastered that challenge, but there's no doubt it will be a fun ride.
Give it a try! Stand up and paddle! It's great!